All right, welcome back to the show. It is Sharp and Shapiro, the Vegas Take, baby, on a Wednesday. Tomorrow, by the way, we're going to have Michael Avenatti. He's not feeling too good today, so he'll be joining us on the air tomorrow. Mike Babcock from TMZ Sports will be with us as well, and we'll have a few surprises for you, trying to get Bill Laimbeer to come on with us tomorrow. Looking good. Look like we'll probably get Bill. Speaking of Bill Laimbeer, so as we mentioned before the break, the Las Vegas Aces were in action yesterday. Kelsey Plum had the basketball with 4 seconds left with the Aces down 2. And I believe she was somewhat body checked. Whatever it was, she lost her balance. 90% of officials will call that a foul during the game. But when there's a couple seconds left to go, as we all know, there's an unwritten rule. I've been an official for 20 years. Unless it's a hard foul, unless you know for sure that it affects the shot, you can't make the call. But I'm going to tell you in that situation, it absolutely 100% affected the shot. JD, do you agree?
Well, what happened was that Della Don missed a shot with like 5 seconds left. I think Cam Beige got the rebound, gave it to Plum. Plum drove she drove pretty quickly, and she was right around the free throw line. She jumped up to take a shot, and Della Don came back. And Della Don's about 6'5", 6'5", 200 pounds. She's a big girl. Kelsey Plum's not a big woman. She's 5'7", 5'8".
It affected the shot.
But Della Don definitely hit her in her body. It did affect the shot,
right?
And they should have had the opportunity to win that game. But I do think that the Aces looked like the better team to me. Now, one person that I was not impressed with was Liz Cambage. She's she's not very fleet of foot. She misses a lot of layups. She's very slow defensively. I think that I don't think that she gives them the best chance to win, to be completely honest with you. I prefer Asia Wilson as their big.
Yeah, I'm not a big Cambage fan. I've made that very clear.
That's been abundantly clear. But I'm just saying, as far as playing the game, we haven't really discussed about that. Talked about that.
Well, listen. We don't have to break down the game, but I'm talking about what. Listen, I'm listening to some people in town, some people that actually cover the team. I don't know why, and they would lead you to believe that it wasn't a foul, and then they're criticizing Bill Laimbeer for not taking a timeout that could have exceeded the ball with 4 or 5 seconds left. I don't have a problem with him not calling a timeout there. But
he tried to call a timeout.
Yeah. And if he did try to call a timeout, that's possible.
Didn't grant it.
That's possible, but I'm not going to criticize a guy that's a former WNBA Coach of the Year who's won championships. I'm not going to do that because Bill Laimbeer's done a fantastic job. Okay? That was a foul. Simply put. Now, does that mean the Aces would have won the game? No, but I think Plum would probably made both the free throws. Don't know.
I mean, she's an 88% free throw shooter.
No, I get frustrated.
So the chances are pretty high she would have made them both.
I get frustrated when we talk about officials because we shouldn't be. Now, WNBA officials are not NBA officials. Many of them have tried to be NBA officials. Many of them are not good enough. A lot of these officials in the WNBA are former or a lot of them are college officials for women's Division I. The officiating in the WNBA, I've seen it firsthand at Major League Baseball. It's terrible. Okay, it's absolutely terrible. And we talk a lot about the Vegas Golden Knights and what took place in the playoffs last year against San Jose was a travesty. Make no mistake about it. They stole the series away from the Vegas Golden Knights. That stuff can't happen postseason. You're going to make mistakes during the regular season. Things are going to happen. Mistakes are made. You can live with that. You hope it doesn't happen. These types of mistakes that cost teams games, whether it's the Vegas Golden Knights or it's the Las Vegas Aces, it can't happen in postseason. These are supposed to be your best officials, whether it's the WNBA or a high school game. When you're in postseason, it is supposed to be your most competent officials. I understand that officials make mistakes. It happens all the time. You can live with that. Not with 4 or 5 seconds left to go in a game. Not in the NHL playoffs in a must-win situation when you call a 5-minute major and it's 5-on-3. You can't make mistakes like that. And if mistakes like that do happen, then they cannot go back out there postseason. Do you agree? I mean, it can't. Stuff like that just can't happen. So the season's not over for the Aces. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they can come back and they can win tomorrow and tie up the series. Absolutely. I think it is a very evenly matched series.
I think they actually have the advantage. If you watch the game, the last 5 or 6 minutes, the Mystics made 5 or 6 shots kind of off balance. I mean, they pretty much making everything they were throwing in.
Yeah.
The Aces missed a lot of layups. They looked better offensively. I mean, now the Mystics didn't turn the ball over very much, but athletically, I prefer the Aces over the Mystics, and I think that Lambier has the edge as a coach as well.
I think the key here is Cambage. I think she turns the ball over too much. She does not have soft hands. She fumbles the ball a lot, and when you look at her stat sheet and you say, "Oh my God, she scored 15 points and she scored."
She had 19 and 12 last night.
Yeah, right. When you see stats like that, oh my God, she had 23 points and 18 rebounds. You say to yourself, "Wow, what a monster game she had." Watch the whole game, because if you watch the whole game, and with Liz, she makes a lot of mistakes. She misses a lot of easy shots, and the reason why she's scoring points and grabbing rebounds is because of how tall she is.
Because she's 6'8".
It's and when I look at A'ja Wilson, I say to myself, that is an athlete. Now she's going to get better. She's still very young. She is an athlete. She has unbelievable skill level.
A'ja has great hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
She doesn't lumber.
Exactly.
Liz Cambage lumbers up and down the court.
Exactly. So you agree with what I'm saying?
I think she's she's kind of like Carolyn Sword. She's more of a 6th or 7th to me. Obviously, she's had a dominated career, but I think Kelsey Plum is the most improved player probably in the WNBA this year.
How she's not starting is beyond
She's
me,
had
by
a
the way.
really great third year.
She needs to do a little bit better protecting the ball. Few too many turnovers, but she's there's a reason why she was the top scorer in college basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's
and
a
the
phenomenal
#1 pick in the draft.
She is a phenomenal player, and she's fun to watch. The team is fun to watch. A'ja Wilson's going to get better. But again, I think the key to this series is bottom line is Cambage just needs to be better.
And not only that, whoever wins this series, I believe, wins the championship. And if the Aces beat the Mystics, they're the WNBA champions, in my opinion.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But interested to see Game 2 tomorrow night. And again, we'll try to have Bill Lambier on the show